finally here. Enzo, we finally got parts. Good morning, YouTube. My name is Will. This here is Enzo, and this are Evo parts. So let's find out what's in the box. I don't know, I probably already titled what's in the box. If you've been following along, you know this is a long time coming, but we are gonna finally start modding my 2005 Evo 8 RS. Take one last look at the stock Evo. Oh, you think this is for you? It's not. For once, I had toys show up, not you. No, Bubba, these are not your toys. It's mine. So, if you watched my previous video, you know what a few of these things are. That is for the fuel pump, I believe. It's obviously the air filter. And this should be the fuel pump. There's supposed to be one other thing. Oh, yeah, it is in here. We have the gauge mounting cup, very low key, and then we have the Wolbro 255 fuel pump. All right, so I don't know that it's gonna make any difference in the sound, but figure we should do it before and after. So I stopped shooting last night because Lotus got back from the vet, and then it dawned on me anyways that I should really do it before and after. So here we are, next day. Here's the before. Good job, Hyundai. I don't know if it would be better with the window closed, maybe. All right, we're gonna do one more better one. Slow down, get in the second. Second gear, 30 miles an hour. 28 miles an hour. I pulled over to mount the GoPro, but I don't have the mount. So, go ahead and do one more first gear pull. It's not as obvious on the lower 1-2 gears, but like 3, 4, and 5, once you get above like 5,000 RPMs, I don't full throttle it because I actually get a little bit of a stutter if I do that, and that's because I have the small battery kit, but I don't have an intake. And they say it doesn't work with the factory intake, which obviously I made it work, but what they mean is because how I had to make it work was to, it's so tight in there that the factory intake is shifted just a tiny bit, but it's enough that at really high RPMs, it's enough to actually affect the airflow. Well, I was all ready to set up the tent, but came outside and car's still in the shade, so I guess I won't worry about that right now. All right, the one thing I hadn't thought about is the fact that now it's hot, but I mean, this stuff isn't too bad, obviously, so I think we'll be all right. All right, so we got the air filter here. As I was saying earlier, in the car, you can see I have the stock airbox, but actually I have even the fasteners on there. But it's still just off just a little bit. I think it's just enough to cause issues. So it looks like my intercooler piping's getting a little loose here, so I don't think that's related, but it's good to know. Fix that while we're here. Not too bad. I have replaced this. I think I did it last fall. All right, gonna need our trusty 10mm. Yeah, just step on the toolbox, no big deal. At least Lotus is playing in the shade. Enzo, meanwhile, why are you sitting in the sun, buddy? Way too hot. Why don't you sit in the shade? Disconnecting the MAF screw. I don't need to make it all the way, just I don't need it to come out all the way, just enough to kind of loosen it. So the MAF is out. I didn't actually need to remove the battery, but still a good idea to disconnect it. We've got the stock airbox out. Obviously we're gonna have to reuse that. See that intercooler piping that's a little loose better now. All right, so now we gotta take the MAF off. There we go. I don't remember this piece. I really don't remember this piece. There's a good look at the filter. When I came to the shade, Lotus can't sit still. Alright, so it's not in the photo. Instructions are provided. I don't think I got instructions, but maybe I did. Nope, definitely not. Oh, I feel like it goes on one of these. Maybe like, I don't know, here or something.
Hello, thank you for contacting Busher Racing.
Do you know where the L bracket goes? Alright, so as like a mock-up here, it's not actually hooked up or anything. See, it's kind of going to go like this. I mean, yeah, you definitely want it to sit on something. Unless you know where the L bracket goes, I don't really need this much help. Like, you feel like you would go like, maybe like here or something. That might actually be it, honestly. It curves up and it would hit one of these here. Logical place I can think of is right here to the math. So I'm gonna do it. You guys can comment below and let me know how wrong it is and where it's supposed to actually go. Yeah, so the only issue, I mean, it definitely looks like that's where it should go. It's right here. All right, camera overheated, so we're switched to iPhone for now. So after fighting with this little bolt forever, trying to get the stupid washer off to make it fit, I just used one of the ones from the math. Should have done that the first time. I tried it, but it didn't seem like it threaded right. But then I realized it was just hitting resistance quickly because it's such a longer bolt. But since it's just going into the frame, there's plenty of room under there. So, I mean, it's good and tight. Like, well, it's not connected there, but like this bracket is not going to move. Okay, after fighting longer than I care to admit with this little screw here, this is in here good and tight. All right, so it's in. The only thing I didn't like is that it hits right here. So I've got a piece of double-sided tape on there just to give it a little protection. I'm not really sure what to do about that though. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I did anything wrong. I remember that from my old Evo as well. Honestly, I just figured I didn't install it properly because I'm like positive I never used an L bracket or anything. Oh yeah. Plug that in too. I still gotta hook up the battery and a couple things, but yeah, I mean, other than spending some time trying to figure out where the L bracket went and spending too much time on this stupid little screw, pretty simple install. I do actually kind of like leaving this here as kind of like a ram air type thing, but I'm missing the two things here. I don't think I ever had them, or maybe I had one of them. I guess I could kind of steal them, maybe from like one or something, but I don't really want to do that. So for now, I'll just go without it. And then I might get the screws. The other thing is this one's pretty rough, so I don't like that either. So it turns out the camera didn't die. The camera didn't overheat. The battery just died. But as you can see, we barely beat the shadow line. But it is all installed. Looks pretty good. Way better than I did the first time, years ago. It's amazing what age can do for your patience. We're gonna go for a drive now, but definitely comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And if I got the L bracket wrong, definitely let me know that too. We'll go ahead and start it though, real quick. Fairly cold start, cold-ish. It's cooled down some. Oh, y'all came out for the cold start? Or the first start? There we have it. Didn't expect it to sound any different at startup, but yeah, so I don't know. Let's go for a drive. All right, so we're on the first drive here. I've been driving real slow, just getting down to like the main road, letting it warm up a little. Haven't gotten in the boost or anything, so this is gonna be our first opportunity. We'll see if we notice any difference. From reading, might be able to hear the turbo better. Turn the air off. Yes, you can definitely hear the turbo better. But man, that you can definitely hear that whistle. Oh yeah. All right, another chance for a good pull. Crazy how much louder the turbo and the diverter valve are. I don't remember doing that last time, being such a big difference. but I can't remember the sequence of mods I did. I may have actually done intake and piping and blow-off valve all at the same time. All right, I don't think that was as good as I thought it was gonna be. All right, probably should go now. So it sounds so much better. Don't get me wrong, it still sounds like a weed whacker, just a really, really, really nice weed whacker. A weed whacker with a blow-off valve. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Comment below with anything you have. If you have any questions about buying an Evo or anything, Lotus, definitely leave those below as well. And we'll continue the mods on the Evo in the upcoming videos, so subscribe and follow along. This whole outro is a mess between Lotus and the garage and everything else, but I think you get the point. I will see you guys tomorrow.
You're one and only.